Welcome back to Studio 33 Art by Kay. Today I'm going to do another stamping technique, and I'm going to use this little, it was part of a little container that I saw in the dollar shop that we have here in one of those just cheap little shops, and that was sitting on the top of it. So I'm not sure actually what the container was for, but what I do is I just wander around those shops and see if there's anything that looks like you could use it as a stamp. So today I'm going to use that on this placemat, which is a 38 centimetre across placemat. It's cork backed, and I'm going to use the Mont SuperCell paints, and I'm going to do them in a chevron sort of effect. I'm not going to lay down any base, just because I think I'll have enough colour. So I'll tell you the colours as I go through, and I've also mixed the SuperCell paints with just some of the ordinary Mont pouring paint as well. So all of those are straight from the bottle. There's no Floetrol or anything else. And I believe you can get the SuperCell now in many different countries, so I'm told. And also the Mont pouring paint, of course. So if you're not confident about mixing up your consistencies, so on, these pouring paints are great. You don't have to worry about that. And as I say, just find any little stamp that you want and give it a go and see what you actually get. So without further ado, I will start laying these paints down. The first one I'm going to lay down today is the Mont SuperCell Turquoise. So I've given them all a bit of a shake. So I'm literally just going to do a chevron effect. I need to move all of these out of my way, mind you. And I just love this stamping effect that you can get that creates like petals. I did do one recently, if you go back and look at my videos, where I did a reverse dip first and then did the stamp. This one I'm just going to do the stamp, and I'm doing the chevron effect. And this one is Teal. So it's similar to when you do balloon kisses, like Jelly Cube is so great at doing. But I'm using an implement to do the little kisses instead of a balloon. So this is Fuchsia. And I can get it open without breaking my nails. There we go. So literally just laying the paints down, and the aim in the end is to have all those gaps filled. And this one is navy blue. Followed by the plain Mont pouring paint Shiraz, which is my favourite pink of all time. Beautiful bright pink. And then the Mont pouring paint, so it's not the SuperCell, Phthalo Turquoise. Fill up a few of the gaps. Get around my edges. And now the Mont SuperCell Gold. So not my Mont pouring paint gold, which is my favourite. This is the SuperCell Gold. It's funny because gold's not the colour that I ever wear, and yet I love putting gold into my paintings. Okay, so we've got a few little spots to fill in, but we've got a lot of paint on there, so I'm going to just, actually I'll get some gloves on, and I'll give it a bit of a tilt now. just to get some of those paints running in to each other. Don't want to put too much more paint on there. So just tilt it a little bit. Fill in a few of the gaps. Okay, and I've just got a few little gappy bits where this was the end, so I'll just put a little bit of something else just to fill those in a little bit. I'm loving that Fuchsia and the Shiraz together. They're lovely. Okay, so now when I do my stamping, I think all those colours will push in together anyway. I can just sort of pop a few together, just make sure I've covered them all up. Particularly just near the edges. And always make sure you've got your edges covered. Pop, pop. Does smell a bit, that paint, so it's a good idea to have the window open. Just reminding myself of that. I shall open my window. Okay, you can see that gold selling up, it's beautiful. So I'm just going to make sure I've got my edges all covered there before I go any further. Oops. Give it a small spin. Okay. Thinking there's a little bit more colour here and a lot less here, isn't there? Might just put a little bit more of the, I really like the fuchsia colour. Get a bit more of the fuchsia over here. So you just have a look and just see where you want to put a bit more of anything that you want to show up. I think that'll be about right. Plenty of gold there. A little bit more of this green actually. Looks like a lovely pizza, although I don't think I'd like to be eating this. So I'll hit it now with my heat embossing tool, just to burst any bubbles. And now going to take my little tool, which I've managed to get paint on, and I'm going to wipe it off about every second or third press, and I'm going to start from the edge. So here we go, let's see what we get. This is a good one because it's nice and flat, so it pushes right down into the paint. There's some things that you use will make it look like a flower, and other things will just give it a different shape. think we're back to the beginning. I'm not loving the shape that that's giving compared to the other ones that I've used before. So I might actually go back to my sink strainer. So this is just a sink strainer that you can buy online, or you can probably buy it at the $2 shop. You've got to be careful. It's got a slight concave shape there. So your paint has to be deep enough that when you press it down, it's going to push all the way through to here. So we'll just give this a round just inside where I've just been and see what we get. I don't think it's going to be quite deep enough. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Okay, I'm not loving that today much either. Oh, you have those days when you've done things before and they've turned out great, and then you do something again and it's not so great. So I just want to try something else. I'm just going to use a scourer, a metal scourer, and see what I get. Oh, that's different. Oh, I like that. Can't wipe it off in between though. Okay. Well, it's pretty. A bit too much blue here. I want a bit more of the pink and purple in there. Oh, Shiraz and Fuchsia. I've had great success with doing these in the past, but I'm just not loving this one today. Whether or not it's because I'm using the SuperCell, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do a reverse dip and see what we get. I'm just wetting down the serviette so that it will lie flat. Well, I'm definitely jet lagged from my recent trip to Europe because I just sprayed my serviette with alcohol. This wouldn't have, could have been an interesting experiment. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this down as close to the center as I can. Whoa. Gosh. Okay, I think I'm about in the centre there. I think the serviette size just about covers this one perfectly, which it does. Just make sure it's touching everywhere. Oh, I can still smell that alcohol. Oh. Better not light any flames in here. Okay, so now with the reverse dip, just grabbing each corner into the centre and the other corner. It's always hard when you've got gloves on. Then bring up the other 4 pieces. 2, 3, 4, and hopefully, I've got so much paint on here, hopefully I'll be fairly close to the centre as I bring it up. Beautiful. It's very pretty. So because that was just randomly chevroned on, and then I've done some kisses on it already, you don't get the exact flower shape that you would normally get when you've done a spiral or when you've poured over a dessert cup or whatever, where you get more of a definite shape of a flower. This is a bit more abstract. But those colours are so vibrant, aren't they? And you can see those cells coming up from the SuperCell. Okay. Just hit it with a heat embossing tool. I'm loving that paint. The gold particularly, how it's giving those cells. And where I've done that reverse dip. Okay, I'm just wondering what else I want to do to that. Probably nothing, actually. Should just leave it. Maybe do a little balloon kiss right in the centre there, although I haven't got a balloon blowing up at the moment. Just wanted the centre to be really nice. So I'll grab a balloon. Just loving the Shiraz and the Fuchsia together with the, what's that one? The Turquoise. Beautiful. Okay, so I'll see if I can blow this balloon up or not. Don't want it to be very big. Just want to create a bit more of an interesting centre there. A little bit better. I might just do some random little balloon kisses. It's one of those days where I see a lot of artists do this actually. They just sort of, when first you don't get exactly what you want, just keep on going. See, I'm loving that. These little kisses. Some people, when they do the kisses, they get a flower shape, and I always get more of a fairy shape. It must be the way I twist my wrist as I come away. Don't know. Nothing quite like a balloon kiss, is there? And it seems to work quite well with these SuperCell paints. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. And there. Can you see that? Beautiful. It really is beautiful. I should have a card next to me that I can be stamping. Okay, so I'm loving that centerpiece, other than the very center. That's, come on, that's a bit better. I'm loving the centerpiece, and then where I've done the balloon kisses around the edges. Look at that, that's gorgeous. This one, not so much. Yep. I think we might leave that as it is. Says she. Stamping another flower. Just go right near the edges. I love that. Beautiful. And that's the Shiraz and the Fuchsia and the gold. Really lovely. Okay, well, we'll leave it at that. Otherwise, I'll just keep on going until eventually I'll have a big mess and I'll want to scrape it, but that's really, really pretty. Really is. Okay, so I'll just hit it with the heat embossing tool one more time. Those colours are gorgeous. Okay, I'll bring you down for a close-up. So here we are coming down for the close-up. I'm loving these colours with the Shiraz Mont pouring paint and the Fuchsia SuperCell paint together with the turquoisey colours. And this beautiful centre that I've got here, which was created by the double dip, and then I used the balloon in the centre. And some beautiful little flower shapes here created with the balloons. So the SuperCell paints work great for balloon work. Took me a while to get there in the end on this one, but you know, it's all a case of trial and error, and sometimes you get what you want and sometimes you don't. Bit like life, really. It's a bit deep, isn't it? Yeah, I love the gold, how it gives those cells. So all in all, very happy with this piece. So let me know what you think, guys, and I'll see you back here in Studio 33 in the not too distant future. Until then, stay safe. Bye-bye.